Watch out! Just watch out! Morning, evening, afternoon. I saw my man Ed from Queens complaining that it was the crack of dawn. Not that dawn. Sorry about that, Edward. I have only got the time I've got. You might have noticed that I am full of beans. I'm not actually. Let's not go there again. Although there is a you know, you're over 50 when you wipe your nose with the old finger up the nose technique. Sorry, breakfasters. So as you know, I spent the last 2 days grafting, absolutely grafting, marketing my arse off. Oh, and then the analytics come in. We are kings. We are warriors of marketing. We are kings. We are the warriors of marketing. It's nice when it works. Nice when you do your job well. It's nice to have a job. It's nice to do your job well. 6 people have already left. Didn't want them anyway. That's how you cut the chaff. Go on. It's off back to where thou comest from. Water, the water of life. It is good to have a job. I'm a bit reluctant to get into this at the moment because, hang on, what's going on here then? Anyone else do that? Can you do that? Science would suggest 17% of you are now trying it. Look at that. He doesn't care. He knows that life is for living. It might be goddamn 1:15 bastard, but he's staying strong. He's staying plugged in. Quick, adjust. We must confirm entrance. All people must observe enter. Anglo-Saxon. Morning, me old China. Hoit to that. Anglo, were you here the other day when someone said, I'm new around here. What is Hoit? Ask a silly question. Get no answer. Nice one. Thank you very much, Mr. Anglo. That's appreciated. No. Of all the people I thought wouldn't try that, it would have been thee. That's very kind of you, Anglo-Saxon. Legion's on the firm. Look at that. He's coming with a big one. Boom. Wolfie is like, Wi-Fi shagged must lurk. You've kind of proved that potentially to not be the case, though. But either way, nice to see you, as always. Manny Moo. Manny Moo made a donation the other day. He said something funny. He was happy or something. He was touched by the finger of happiness and decided to contribute. He contributes by being here all the time. Lovely lad, really. He plays a bit. He plays at being miserable, but I think he quite enjoys himself. Oh no, Matt's got a cold. Nice one, Matt. Lovely to see you. See ya. See your avatar means the same. Oh, I better turn that off. Ka-choing. Anyway, shkaban. Cracker. Kablamo. You know what I was thinking? Let me tell you, while we're on the subject of marketing, I was thinking that we should make... Listen, if you ever watch Salty Cracker, like most of you probably should... What? That's not what I meant to... It's elastic, but it's not even there. I think you should get a Scrubs Rising in the comment. If you leave a comment on any Salty Cracker, and I'm asking you this, put Scrubs Rising. And then Salty Cracker will start to understand us as like a rogue platoon. Yeah. I bet you felt as good about that as me. We're like a rogue platoon. So when the Salty Army is invading, firing off its meme cannons, and doing ultimate damage to leftist bullshit fountains, we're like a rogue platoon. We're so black ops, we're white ops. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, when because black and white aren't colors. People of color's weird in that context, but they're tones. You know, if you go from black through grey to white, they're tones. They have tonal values. Do you know that colors have tonal values? They're called complementary colors. Like red is exactly opposite green on the color spectrum, and they're called complementary colors. If you put red and green together, you'll get like an as long as they're exactly opposite. It can't be like a little bit red and a little bit green. They have to be perfect. You'll get like an optical buzz. Why would you get an optical buzz? Because they've got the same tonal value. One might be red and one might be green, but they have the same tonal value. This is why colorblind people can't tell the difference between, for instance, red and green. Colorblind people can't tell the difference between complementary colors because they've got the same tonal value. And that's the learning for today. So I was thinking we are the white ops, and you see where I'm going with that? If you do know where I'm going with that, can you tell me? Because I haven't got a Danny LaRue. No, John wanted to confirm that he is miserable. Yeah, but John, you're one of those people that says that you're miserable. That's your thing, isn't it? That's your protection. That's your defense against the world. Don't have a stake in it. Can't fail, which is all very well. And I've known many people like that, myself included. Problem with that is can't succeed. Now, I've just seen two people, and we need to address this. This needs addressing immediately. Mrs. Me in it. Right, let me just tell you this. Morning all. Let's see if we can get to the start at the end of this without it making no sense whatsoever. Morning all. Just listen to my United States of whatever. Makes me smile every time. Now, the reason I put Mrs. Me in its comment up was to check this out. So yesterday I get a parcel, right? I get a parcel from work. And Mrs. Me in it said, I'll send you your Christmas pudding. And the whole box just stunk of booze, right? That's how it's a slab of pudding. It's a slab of booze with a little bit of pudding in it. And another bottle of brandy to top it up to set it on fire, which we done last year with Mrs. Me in its slab of brandy. And me and my girlfriend were drunk on the cake, on the pudding, drunk. Like we had cream, but by halfway through the cake, we were just going and flicking cream at each other, and then licking it off. And this year she said, "Oh, I'll send you a few bits, right?" So I got this massive box from work, and that's how Mrs. Me in it. You know, I don't like giving out that address. People say, "Can I send you something? Can I send you something?" I know, really, you can't. But that's how Mrs. Me in it does it, because we go back a long time. Anyway, about 3/4 of the box was things Mrs. Me in it sent. She sent a monkey, which my girlfriend's fallen in love with. She's called it Bambo. So you might remember last Christmas, she sent me the color changing snake. You see, it's green. See it green? And now it's gold. All that glitters is not green. Right, which is lovely. And he's been a very good friend to us around here. But look at this fucker that turned up yesterday. This is Bambo. Hello. Now, the thing about Bambo is he's got these little Velcro hands. Now, the thing about... Hello! He's also colour changing. Look. Oh, look. Imagine having a suit like that. By the end of the night, it'll be Trez psychedelic. But my missus yesterday was walking around like that all day with Bambo around her neck. Now, so Bambo arrived. Christmas pudding, homemade. Bottle of brandy to top it up with. Bottle of cherry and coconut liqueur. Yeah. Homemade Christmas crackers. And I'll tell you what, last year, when those crackers opened, girlfriend, beautiful bracelet that she wears, me, cufflinks that I've got on my desk because I wear them every time I put a shirt on. I've got some other ones, but these are very nice. So I wear them because my other ones are silver. And sometimes they're a little bit like, whoa. Whereas these are a little bit more subtle and discreet. So 2 more Christmas crackers. And she said, this is for the lady, this is for the man. It was all wrapped up in Christmas gift wrap. Even little details. I don't know where it is actually. Bollocks. I don't know what I've done with that. Even the little label had like a little heart cut out in it. The attention to detail was ridiculous. And loads of sweets. And these are for the kids in the province. And I'll tell you what, they will have not had any of those. And there were things like drumsticks. Yeah, they ain't all going to get to the province. You know, the old drumsticks. The blue and yellow refreshers, the yellow ones where you go, hey, hey, hey. They ain't all getting to the province. But loads of things, refreshers, love arts, silly laces, just so there's more stuff in there that I've forgotten about because we only looked at it last night. Such kindness, such incredible generosity. And it's not just the money, it's the effort. The box that it was all in Christmas wrapping paper. It's rather than just a box. She'd put it all in Christmas wrapping paper. It's just wonderful. Not just the money and the effort, but the time. She hand makes the Christmas crackers. They've been stashed. Look at these. Now, the astute, the visually aware of you will notice it's similar wallpaper to the Mandon pub. But look at that. Look. Mrs. D. Say bang when you pull a cracker. She doesn't put the explosives in them because she thinks there might be a problem with FedEx. But look at those. And look at the little jewels that she's put on them. Mr. D. Say bang when you pull a cracker. But look at the little jewels. See the little love heart cut out. Not just the money, not just the effort, not just the hassle, but the time. And so I've got to stash them back up because the missus wanted to open them yesterday. And also, there was a Father Christmas, like a little felt Father Christmas. And when I picked him up, a Cadbury's chocolate orange fell out of it. You don't know what that means to me. To have a Cadbury's chocolate orange out here, that ain't gonna last till Christmas. It's gone already. No, there's about half of it left. So on the back of all that, I called her. I said to her, come on, get Skype or something. And then I said, Google Meet. And I really wanted to talk to the husband as well, Mouse Cat, because she told us last week it was his birthday. And she said it was tomorrow. And I forgot. And when that delivery arrived, all that lovely stuff, and they're such a lovely couple. They've always been very kind to me. And so I apologize for missing Mouse Cat's birthday. I know he's watching because he's just given a donation. Can we have a happy birthday or a Mouse Cat or an HB, whatever you want, belatedly because of me for Mouse Cat? Because don't do that now. Please don't do that now. Can you hear that? So sorry, Mouse Cat. I'll put an happy birthday in for you. I hope you had a good one. And sorry, I forgot. There's so much to remember. Oh, yes. Anglo-Saxon likes the rogue platoon. Yeah, I think when we comment on Salty Cracker, Scrubs Rising, rogue platoon. After a while, he'll get wind of that. And then one day he'll say it. And then we're the rogue platoon. And it will be good for this stream. Do you know what I mean? It will slowly, it might be some good marketing for us. So just be sure to do that. Yeah, we're the rogue platoon. We're the rogue. Oh, yeah. No, we operate so under the radar, you'd almost think we do nothing. Nice one, Anglo. Appreciate Cookie. There he is, birthday boy himself. I've already been doing the Scrubs UK. Oh my God! Have you really? How bizarre. Maybe not so bizarre because great minds think alike. Telekinesis, we must connect. I am Sapphire, you are Steel. I don't know who's Lumley there. Someone lucked out. Nice one, Mousecat. Imagine that you've done that, yeah? We're the Rogue Platoon or the Salty Battalion. That's amazing that you've been doing that. And happy birthday, mate. And really, that was shocking of me. Nice one for the 10-bit. Hope you had a good birthday. And your missus, when we spoke yesterday, she told me so many stories. She told me far too much about you that you wouldn't want to share in, to be honest with you. Oh, no. But what a love story the pair of you are. And it's beautiful, really. And it really is beautiful. Nice one on that. And I hope you had a happy birthday. Ed from Queens. Thanksgiving at Brother. Maybe that was Brothers. Had to shut down. Oh, Thanksgiving at Brothers. Had to shut down a lefty. Told her, did she see the price of gas? Then shut up. I'm not listening. Shut up, damn it. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, they can't do it, can they? Imagine being a lefty now, though. You know, it's just guilt. It's guilt and shame. Nice one, Ed. Thanks for staying up for it. Rogue Platoon, Salty Battalion. Nice one on the 5-bit. Historical doppelganger says, morning air mobile, Scrub Commandos. There's many variations. Go as you like, but as long as you get Scrubs in it, it'll work out for us. Sorry about the double bubble blue water trouble. I'll drink a lot of damn stuff. Exactly, Linda. Don't start doing this to me, StreamYard. There you go. Gaffney says the brain's default state is negativity, evolved to protect you. You can set your mood with NLP. Oh, I absolutely agree with you, Gaffney. The brain's default state is not only negativity, it's also don't do anything. That's why I go for that 5-second thing, because that's what that woman says. She says the reason you don't get things done is because your brain tells you not to. So that's why I give myself 5 seconds. Right, you're going to do that, are you? All right then. If you haven't started in 5 seconds, forget about it. And it's been working well. Hello, Sark. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm glad someone noticed that. I am mathematician automatic. Right, where are we? Gaffney says, he looks like a homosexual. Well, you could be talking about anyone. I mean, if they're naked with an own penis in their elementary canal. Broken silence, got abducted by aliens and they ate me homework. Go on, son, get them all in, get them all out. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I'm a crammer. I've got my new crammer on today. And I'll tell you what, listen, I miss putting a whistle on. I miss putting a scarf on, my hat, my gloves. You know, I had a nice pair of leather gloves, brown leather. You know, yeah, mate, I loved it. I loved all that, walking around Soho. A mate of mine sent me a photo of my old gaff in Soho. I get about 10 of those a week. And I was like, hey, but I have been missing Soho and watching that disastrous film. And I do miss all that. However, it is nice waking up, shower, you know, occasionally, and just wrapping the old crammer on. That's it. I had to go out and see some people this morning. Just put my dealer boots on, crammer out on the streets. Oh, yeah, rocking a crammer. Barang in paradise. It was wonderful. Yeah, it's amazing what she done. Absolutely amazing. Yes, Linda. And like last year, if it weren't for Mrs. Me in it and Windy, because Windy sent the Stollen. Oh, the Stollen. Fuck me, man. I don't know if you remember, but Windy sent, like, so Mrs. Me in it sends the Christmas pudding. And when Windy sends the Christmas cake and a Stollen, right? So last year, I'm like, no, you can't eat any of that with your sugar tooth. And then Windy says to me, "Oh, you can't let that stollen sit around, not out there." I was like, "Oh, really?" I ate it all that night. I chopped an inch segment off and made a cup of tea, and I was like, "Oh, just a little bit." Oh God! The whole thing gone, and it was fucking marvelous. So if it weren't for Windy and Mrs. Me in it, there was no Christmas last year. I even got a little plastic Christmas tree with lights that we sat around, and I sung Silent Night to my girlfriend. Oh, I got the old axe out. Silent night, holy night, all is done. Is bright round yon virgin mother and child sleeping. And it was so lovely and romantic. And then we got shit-faced on the cake. And Windy has promised me a stollen. That sounds like a song, doesn't it? Sounds like a country song, really, doesn't it? Windy has promised me a stollen, I ain't forgotten. Windy has promised me a stollen, I ain't forgotten. Did you hear that power tool then? It was almost most delightful. Almost delightful. Yeah, Christmas in a box. So wonderful. Look at the speedy of communication. Oh no, I've just dropped the batteries out of my Voop. So my missus, when she arrives, she goes and gets her hair done, and she gets them to wrap it up and loads of really tight elastic bands, and then she has like 5 loads of extensions put in. And then that night, when we get busy, do you know what I mean? Getting dizzy, getting a bit. When I finished, right? When I finished, let's be honest. Then she just takes it all out and goes, "Oh." And I said, "What?" I said, Why do you just? She said, "Because it gives me a headache." I said, "What? You've had a headache all day because of that hair?" And she says, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, don't do it again." She said, "Yeah, but I know you like it." And I said, "Yeah, but I don't like you having a headache all day." I said, "Why don't you just buy a wig? If you want to have all that hair, buy a wig." And she said, "All right then." And she's gone out today to buy a wig. So there you go. That makes more sense than a headache, doesn't it? Sounds like a lot less hassle and a lot less money. It'll pay for itself in 5 fucks. Oh, Dino. Hello, Dino. Hello, Hammerhead. Zeitgeist. Doc Shelley has come in with the Glucklichgerber Stag Mouse Cat. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a bit naughty around here, isn't it? Andy wants to know whether it's Rogue or Rouge. I'm not Khmer Rogue. Mad Lizzie. Excuse me. Neuro-linguistic programming kind of works. Some of it's all right. You know, just tell yourself. Mirroring works. Building rapport works. You know, if you build a rapport with someone, they're going to get on with you better. It's kind of basic stuff. Hello, Ash. John Francis. Oh, it's the spin the left are putting on these. You know, there's like gangs of 100 people, organised crime, just running into stores and nicking everything. Only in Democrat states. And we're going to talk about that. The show will start in a minute. A fine romance with no kisses. I used to hate that. Oh, God, it was dire. So depressing. What, my silent night? It went a bit weird, didn't it? Good call. Right. Well, we had this joke, Zeitgeist, before, because when she went and bought those extensions, when she was young, they'd go to the provinces and buy hair off of the families. Like, "Oh, we'll give you $5 for your child's hair." And all the little girls sit around crying while they're... And when we went and bought them, it was more than $5. And I said to her, maybe you're buying your own hair back. This doesn't seem like a good investment, really. Matt D has dropped another $5. F this cold $5. I don't know what that means. Is it a bit chilly up in Canada at the moment? Nice one, Matt. I'll take it cold, hot, warm, or gentle. Oh. Anglo-Saxon, toward your next ribeye mucker. There was no steak in the Super Duper yesterday. Well, there was, but they were from India. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Indian steaks. I don't mean to be a racist, but they don't look great. There's something wrong with them. They're a bit brown. But you might be able to help me, Anglo. Someone told me they dye steak red. Is that a thing? Is that something they do? I mean, I can't imagine your local butcher doing it, but I wouldn't put it past your unsplendid markets. Nice one, Matt. Nice one, Anglo. Hello, Mike Collins. Right. I have been chatting for far too long. Let's get the doors of griftation open legitimately so those who prefer entropy can use entropy. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clips. Oh, I'm sure that ain't meant to be a clip. No, we don't want the fives Thanksgiving advice. I haven't got as many as I thought. What am I going to do? I've got a couple of memes. I'd like to thank the Ragosphere for providing a lot of today's content because I've been. Can you hear that, or is it distressing, or is it next to nothing? It's next to nothing, Danger. Don't worry about it. Just you muck on, son. You just fight through it. Show your strength. Show us what you got. Now's the time to stand up and be counted. I don't want to be counted. I'm not a number. I'm a free man. I can talk any old rubbish. Give me a microphone. I'll give you words. Meanings, not so much. 1 second, people. I'm just fiddling about. Name that movie for 4 points because you all know it anyway. Hi. Oh, that's probably why they export it to Cambodia. Warm Feet Winter says, do you not lyle curry cow? I don't know what it means to lyle. India steak is buffalo meat. Oh, me and the missus bought buffalo meat by accident once. It looked like minced beef, so we bought it, and we were going to make some meatballs and rice. Make a change with some chili dip. And I pulled a bit out of the thing, and it was all sort of like, it didn't have the same texture. It was a bit... The only word I can use to describe it is largely onomatopoeic. It was... I was like, oh... There was no sort of substance to it. There was no... And I just went, darling, look at this. And she just looked at it and went, nah. And we threw that dead animal into the bin. We didn't. We fed the rats with it. Sorry about that. There's nil I can do about it. There you go. There's your points. Nailed it. Yeah, it doesn't look great, well, they're certainly sacred. I don't know about the worshipping, but I suppose if it is sacred. Just Sean says, I think McDonald's in America dyes their beef, what, off brown? It looks disgusting. I don't eat that shit, man. I do not eat McDonald's. No. Well, I'll tell you what, I bought a KFC in Thailand once, and it was a zinger burger, and it was brown, not white meat. Hang on a minute, I got something to deal with. Hello, you little cheeky chicken. You're looking beautiful today. Woo! So you bought some hair, did you? Well, show me later, because I'm a bit busy at the moment. Have you finished abusing me?
Hi.
Nice time?
Hot.
It is hot, yes. Yeah, I told the lady, like, Bobo, what's his name? Babu. It's a little bit close to baboon for my likings. Anyway, right, let me just get back. I need to put a bit of colour in my cheeks before the show starts. Oh, man, I've got that song in my head now. A fine romance with no kisses. Ah! Oh! Ah! I don't know where it's meant to be now. There. How much do I need to use the toilet? Oh, she's pulling hair out of a bag. We've all done it. Right. Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing? Oh, yeah, grifting. Right, let me sort this out. Bosh, bing, bang. Right, all right there. Grego, is Grego on the phone? Let me know if you're here, Grego. Yeah, it is, you know, a thigh is a lot tastier than that tasteless breast. I'll give you that, but not in a zinger burger, not greasy brown meat. I took it back and went, mate, this is all brown. He went, yeah, it's meant to be. Apparently in America, when you go to Kentucky Fried, you can say brown or white meat. Sounds a bit racist to me. All right. Don't worry, Al. You've got about another hour till it starts. You know how it works. You know it works. But I'm with you, the truth will set you free. If I'm cooking a chicken dish, I'm going to use the thigh all day long. The breast doesn't taste of anything. The breast is like corn. It's just like, yeah. Obviously, if you flavour it, but it doesn't actually have that. It doesn't have an inherent taste, does it? I can't believe you said that. No one said that. Zeitgeist says Maryland is the best bit of a chook. I don't even know what a chook is. Right, you ready, Grego? Get the clock ready. I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1, go. All right there, people. Here's how you can support this channel. You can become a member. That's the top link in the description. There's 3 strata. Join the top one. You can watch all the private videos. Join the second one, just the bottom 2. Join the first one, just that one. The first one's about £1. Second one's about £3. Third one's about £7 a month. The private streams are good. We get everyone on the screen. You can also use Super Chat. That's the paying mantis there. That's the $sign at the bottom of the chat. Alternatively, Entropy. If you use Entropy, you don't give Susan and YouTube or Alphabet or anything. Don't look at that. It's quite nice though, isn't it? Oh, hello. Oh, Grego, this has disturbed the time. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll put the Entropy link into the chat using my computer hacking skills, and I'll pinner to the top of the chat somehow. This might be problematic. It would appear. All right, here we go. Hang on. Oh, Grego, this one doesn't count. Replace bin message. Right, that's done. Someone confirm Entropy is up there. I don't expect to get rich out of this, but I do expect a few donations because I put a lot of effort, time, passion, and research into this. And I have to say that on the whole, you're a very generous bunch. All happy. Grego, stop. Where were we? How did we do? Oh, nice. That's better than going up there and having a headache, isn't it? Oh my God, it's real hair, yeah? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I can't do that now. Lovely. Happy? Can't believe she bought a wig of the same hair she already had. There you go. Right, where are we? John Francis, you're going all over the place, aren't you? Right, hello, Sean. How are you, mate? Nice to see you. You know exactly what I meant, a French heezer. There's 100 of us over on YouTube. Is Jay's in there with your French heezer? It's the old, is that the LBD, Mrs. in it? Is that an LBD? Oh, that's very kind of you, Linda. That's an LBD, right? The old little black dress. I know about these things. Oh, I've been around. Hello, Tristan. Good to see you. 1 minute. Oh, I want to get that down to about 40 seconds, really. Thank you, Grego. Machano Cruciatata. You've got lovely hair, European housewife. Lovely. Hello, Kevin. Oh, it is that. That's an LBD, isn't it? Let's have a look at the old LBD on that. Yep. It's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. I work. Right, that's it. Little black dress, little black dress, little black dress. Right, what should we start with? Right, now, let's, the show's about to start, so prepare thyselves. So what the fuck did I call this show? What did I make up on the spur of the moment? Engage skills, maximize potential. Thank you, Ed. She's an absolute dream. And it's weird because not only is she, and I mean this, not only is she, you know, quite easy on the eye, but she's just wonderful. Absolute, just wonderful. She's made me reconsider. You know, I finally know what it means to have someone love you, which is quite strange. It's a weird thing. And to actually, oh, Ludwig, he's in and out. Hello, Ludwig. Good to see you. Will do, mate. Hello, Tavern. Yeah, but you're filthy anyway, Grego, so no change there. Oh, right. Okay. But, Lee, I haven't heard your message, but we'll do it now, yeah? Lee, we're going to do it now? Lee, do you want me to get you on so you can explain it? Tell me if you want to do that. Have you got audio, video, or at least audio? So, people, we've got a bit of a thing about to happen. Yeah, I've known this fella, right? We go back about, it's got to be at least 15 years now, isn't it? You reckon you can come on? I'll put the invite into the chat. This is weird, people. I'm a bit scared, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of surprises. And I think Mr. Kimberly knows that. Right. All right, the link is in the chat if you want to do it, Lee, or I'll just explain it. All right, no worries, no worries, no worries. That's all right. It's not for everyone. It is not for everyone. Right, people. So we will. You should be able to hear this somehow. So I've got a surprise sent to me. I don't like surprises, so you might enjoy this. Now I can't show you the front because it'll give away the address of someone who does something for me. But I haven't even looked in here. So Lee's about to. This was sent to me by Lee, and all he's told me is his missus does this thing every year. He does this thing every year. Right. Let's see if you can hear this. Right. Are you doing it now, or am I going to play yesterday's message? Right. I think you're going to record a new one, are you, Lee? Don't worry, people. The show will start shortly. I think Lee is probably recording a message. All right. Well, I'll wait for Lee to sort out his message, and the show will start. I think it will. Who knows what's going to happen? It's mad, isn't it? Crazy. All right, Lee. The message that you record, Lee, I'm going to play, but don't mention anything about our professional existence because I don't like to mix business with pleasure. I can't believe someone's tried to get in on the stream. That ain't happening. No. Those links were put in strictly for Lee, who decided against it. Come on, Lee, hurry up, son. I've got things to do. Right. Not a problem, not a problem. I might use this bit of time to have a wee, actually. Right, people, I'm just going to have a wee and we'll be back and we've got a surprise. It looks very exciting, love, what you've done today. Ooh.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, are you doing my video?
No.
Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? What's the chances of that? I look down. It's massive. No, darling, no, darling, cannot show here. Big problem.
We show high enough.
Did you really?
I don't know.
I fucking hope not. Right, Pete. Hello, Rags. Right, here we go. So you should be able to hear Lee's message. But what I've got to do is also that. Hang on. This is going to be a bit tricky. Right, if I do that and then that. Right, 1 second, people. Oh my days, this isn't going well at all. This isn't going well at all. Right, 1 second, people. It's just I can't dox other people's info. Right, I press play. Right. Right, you can't hear that. Right, you can't hear that. All right, how am I going to do this? Right, okay, people, let me try this. I just have to, I think it'll be all right, to be honest with you, but it's just stuff I don't really, I'm trying to protect other people's identities, really. Let's try this. Right, I'll do that. You should be able to hear it this time. Then I'll do that again.
Hello, Chris and the Scrubs.
Can you hear
Hope
it?
you're all doing well. Yeah, I'm going to explain. Basically, me and the missus, we choose somebody from our close family and friends, and we try and pick something, a present or a gift of some kind to invoke a memory from the past. So, because Chris is such a legend and you guys make the channel what it is, we thought we would send Chris something that will invoke a memory from the past, and we hope you enjoy it. Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
So, how exciting. So, thank you, Lee. So, again, much like Mrs. Me in it, it would appear he's gone to some considerable effort here. He's sent me something, and now I'm going to open it, and it's a Christmas thing, really, I guess. And it says open with care, and it's going to invoke something from the past. Now, I'm not good with surprises because, you know, imagine something happens, you don't understand it, or you don't like it, or it's just weird, isn't it? But he did ask me to do this live on the stream. Right, we've got this on it, open with care, and it says, the contents of this letter, along with the mystery items, is worthy of opening on camera for a live stream. Hope you like, mate, Lee. So I will open the letter first. It doesn't really matter, Sean. It's epic. It doesn't really matter. No dramas. People can find that information anyway. So we've opened the letter. It's got writing on it. Oh my God. It's a good start. Check it out. An actual green one. Look at that. Look at the £1 on that. A quid. A fucking quid. Fuck me. Where did you get that from? That's amazing. An actual £1. Look at that. I haven't seen one of them in about 20 years. Dear Chris, I hope this letter finds you safe and well. Enclosed, you will find a few memories from the past which will make you smile. I thought I would take the time and make the effort to do something very old-fashioned and actually put pen to paper. Who in 2021 writes letters anymore? I always believed that when it comes to sharing, Beersworth, stop trying to get on the fucking channel or I'll ban you. You're pissing me off. No one's coming on. That was for Lee. Anyway, I always believe that when it comes to sharing how much your friends mean to you, it's worthy of that extra effort. We've been friends for for over 15 years, called it. Over 15 years now, and as great as it has been, my only regret is letting life get in the way of hanging out with you more when you lived in Soho. We had a couple of Vietnamese soups, if I remember rightly. You've never let me down, always been a positive force, and the word dependable sums you up as a person. Please take a close look at the dates on the mystery items with this letter. You may find them very familiar. All my very best when you visit London again. There will be a nice cold beer waiting for you at the bar. Take care, Lee Kimberley. He's a locksmith, by the way, if anyone needs one. I won't dox what one. P.S. I've added a little contribution of my own here for the grift. that's the quid. Alas, its monetary value would only come to about 2p, but another happy memory, perhaps. Oh no, a green one is incredible, Lee. And that's the letter. Oh my God! Now we get to the. Thank you, Lee. What a lovely thing to do. I hope you're enjoying this, people. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? Because this is heavy. Open with care. Okay. Chrissy. Hoit. Hey, Chris and Scrubblies. I am free from jury service now. The correct verdict was made. Missed you all loads. Nice one, Chrissy. Well done for completing your jury service. Good to know they let you out. Thank you, Chrissy. Right, people. I'm now going to open with care. Fucking hell. Amazing. Already amazing. Check this out, people. Right. That's incredible, Lee. Right, so this is the dandy for 2p. It would appear to be virtually mint condition. And yes, I did used to get the dandy, and I used to prance around Soho, somewhat of a dandy. And it's May the 6th, 1972. That came out on my birthday. That, Lee, is remarkable effort. That's incredible. Actually came out on my birthday, that. So that's incredible. I will definitely enjoy that. Here... Oh my God, you've done it. You actually got this one. Look, this, obviously, I used to get. Also on this is my birthday edition of the Beano. Incredible. Lee, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. I was terrified. It's quite a relief, to be honest with you. But I don't really know what to say, Lee. That's amazing. Thank you for making, and your missus. Thank your missus. I'm guessing she probably got a bit busy on that. Lee has left another message. He says this. Hi, Chris, and hello, all in the glorious house of Scrubs. I'm very glad you like the gifts, especially since those particular issues were being put out on British newsagent shelves on the day you were born. The reason I chose them is I thought it would be a lovely idea for you to take them to the provinces and show them to the kids. A bit of 70s, 80s British culture. Much love, mate. Hoit, Scrubs Rising. There you go. Amazing. Amazing. Lee, gone tom tom. That is incredible. And the fact that they got through the Cambodian customs without getting burnt, ripped, torn, and nicked is even something else. People, can we have a Lee in the chat, please, for Lee Kimberley? Ed is a non-practicing locksmith. Most of them are, to be honest with you. Nice one, Ed. Thank you. That was amazing, wasn't it? What a lovely thing to do. A bit like what I was talking about Mrs. Me in it earlier. How nice. How lovely. And you know, Lee said I was dependable and I've never let him down. Well, likewise, anytime I've needed to know something that he knows, because he's a professional and I'm a blagger, he's helped me out and gone well beyond the call of duty. Lee, that was amazing. Thank you very much. And amazing, to make that effort. This, on yesterday's show, don't worry, people, the show will start shortly. On yesterday's show, I said at the end of the show, I said, make some effort to get your life local. Make that WhatsApp call to a friend, talk to someone. Remember, and I said all that sort of thing. And there's a classic example of that. Lee's got nothing. Lee and his missus got nothing to gain from that. That's something they've done purely to make me happy. That's just incredible. And as I said a few days ago, one of the things I learned in the rehab that finally got me clean was if you're a selfish bastard, you'll rot in your own shit. If you do things for other people, your life is enriched. Not, you know, it is. And my NA sponsor who run that rehab center, he said to me in the first week, he said, "You're a selfish little cunt." He said, "That's what I'm getting from you." He said, you don't think about other people. You've got no compassion. And he said, until you sort that out, you'll carry on medicating your pain. Now, I'm still a bit of a selfish little cunt, excuse the English, but I certainly try and do things for other people. If I couldn't do that, I wouldn't be in a relationship for sure, because, you know, that's what that's about. But Lee, thank you very much. I'll give them a bit more time later. I'm not going to flick through them here now, but amazing. Thank you very much, Lee. And what a lovely, you wrote a letter and you said some lovely things. And I just want to repeat those back to you because you've always been there when I've needed your help. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much for that. And thank you, Alan, for that too. Thank you, Chrissy, for your super chat too. And I've missed one from our man Tavern. I'm very excited. That was so lovely. And on the back of what Mrs. Meehan sent me yesterday, it's nice to have friends. Nice people do lovely things. You know, all is not lost, people. There's good people in the world. There's good people and there's good things. And I said that yesterday as well. That was what yesterday's stream was about once it got started. And don't worry, we'll start the stream shortly. That's the new local meme, isn't it? Don't worry, people, the show will start in a minute. Tavern, bless his cotton socks, dropped a 10-bit in entropy. I have family who live in America. I used to reside in Massachusetts, NE, and many of them cross state lines. You can't cross state lines anymore to enjoy Thanksgiving together. I'll see if I can get that clip up. Thank you, Tavern. That's appreciative. Let me see what I can do here. Hang on. What's going on here? Oh, okay. We've got an across state lines mashup. I'm assuming this is to do with Rittenhouse's state lines. So we'll have a look at this. How are you, Alan? You all right? You got the weekend off, son? That was very nice of all the Lees in the chat. He's a really lovely fella, and he's a grafter. The geezer has worked hard in an industry that tends to be not very forgiving. I think I missed a super chat from Anglo-Saxon. Morning. Ed. Did I miss one from you, Anglo? Sorry, people, don't worry. The show'll start in a minute. Maybe I'll just check entropy. Oh, no, I did miss one. I did miss one from Anglo. Where is it? Oh, that was that one. And then towards your next ribeye. Sorry about this, people. Don't worry. The show will start in a minute. Some lovely comments people are making about Lee. That's really nice. He's a lovely fella. And also, the things I ask him, he has to tolerate real ignorance. You know, I'm like, Lee, can you help me out with blah, blah, blah? And he tells me, and I'm like, yeah, can you do that? Imagine you're talking to a 4-year-old. And he does. And I then know what he's saying. You know what? It was, wasn't it? And the £1 has blown me, actually. Blown me? Steady on. It's going to cost you more than £1. Look at that, though, an actual green one. Remember those? I literally haven't seen one of them for what, 40, 50 years? Well, 40. Let's be realistic here. No, it's amazing. Yeah, me too. Did you have your Nasher and Dennis badges? And the Nasher badge had real hair on it and the eyes moved. I dumped my Dennis one. I was all about the dog, really. Steady. I've got in trouble about that before. It was epic, wasn't it? There you go. Yeah, well, What's it? In the Beano now, you can't have the softies. They've gone. You can't have the softies. No, likewise, Lee. Hoyt to that man. It's put a big smile on my face, and I'll have a good look at them later. And the letter is lovely. I haven't received a letter for years. So thank you, and can you thank your missus as well? Because I'm guessing she might have put a bit of effort into a bit of that. Well done on the quid as well. That's incredible. Loads of Lees in the chat. I'm still trying to find Anglo's super chat. There you go. That was a sterling effort from a friend. Fair play, Lee. Thank you, Anglo. That was also a sterling effort from a friend. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Yeah, we will do. Nice one, Lee. Look after yourself. Enjoy your day. No, he's a great bloke. Really great bloke. You know, when you live your life, you meet people en route, and some of them hang around, some of them don't, and that's how you have friends, and that's how you don't. The show's going to start in about an hour. I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes we'll start. Marzipan, tell Aunt to sort their UI out. It's a pain in the rear and looks like it was designed on a Vic 20. I remember the old Vic 20s. My mate had one. And when he come around my house, we had our Spectrum out. And I said to my mate, I said, what are the games like on your computer? And my dad said to him, my dad was a piss taker. Could you imagine? And he said to this kid, he said, what computer have you got? And this kid went, it's a Vic 20. And me and my mate on the Spectrum had a little giggle. And my dad said to him, what's that? Is it made of wood? Wood. Vic 20. But then the Commodore 64 come out, and we all the Spectrum people were like, yeah, let's be honest, they're far superior graphics, but not as good gameplay. No, you will not take my Spectrum monochrome games away. Thank you, Mark. You said have £3, but you've given me a lady. Am I £2 down now? I don't know how that quite works. Thank you, Ian. Well, there you go. That's an absolute result already. Lee Kimberley inspiring me to be more creative. I do remember the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers comic. Just stoners nonsense. Just stone rubbish. Now, I got an email yesterday from someone, and they said, Chris, when you put a comment on the screen, please read it out, because some of us are on audio only because we might be working or something. In fairness, I've had about 10 people say that to me over the years, and I do it for a few weeks and then I forget. Now, if people are going to put the effort in to do this on just audio, which you're going to miss a hell of a lot. I mean, if I'm sitting there going, you know, they've missed all those exciting visuals. So the least I can do is read out what I'm answering. So if I forget to do that, people, can you remind me to do that? It's okay to be a nationalist. I don't think it is. I don't think you saw the video I made. This is not a nationalist channel. You're going to be banned for that. It's okay to be a nationalist, and of course it is. I believe in nationalism. I certainly don't believe in globalism. It's fucking the planet. Breaking news. Google Ashley Biden's diary and look at the images. Wow. Yeah, but have they been authenticated? Oh God, I might be able to get myself in trouble here. Let me just check them. Hang on, people. People, I'd suggest doing that in your own time. It doesn't look good. There are pictures from the alleged diary. Thank you for sending that. I will check that out, but I think that's a bit dodge for me to put those on the screen. But I just read a line, hypersexualized at a young age. At a young age, showers with my dad. Probably not appropriate. Beating my vagina. Yeah. Thank you. It's okay to be a nationalist, and of course, it's okay to be a nationalist. A nice one on the Lady Godiva, and a nice one on that tip. But I think it's a little bit spicy for this channel, for YouTube, essentially. Oh, they sent me their new terms of service. I'll tell you what it is. Imagine an image of a boot on a human face, but forever. Imagine a boot on the face of YouTube content creators, but forever. That's what it is. Yeah, I absolutely loved my Spectrum. This is what Commodore 64 people couldn't understand. Commodore 64 had more memory. It had a sprite generator. It had better graphics. It had better sound. There's no dispute in that. More memory, better graphics, better sound. But it wasn't a Clive Sinclair made in Britain ZX Spectrum that was a bizarre little piece of equipment with blue rubber keys, caps, shift, symbol, shift. Mum, I need more fingers. And because of the lack of sound, beep, 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 and because of the lack of graphics, it's going to be two colors, mate. Every game is going to be two colors. And if it's not two colors, when you move one thing next to another, they're going to exchange colors. But because of that, the gameplay was phenomenal. Because of that, you got Night Law. Because of that, you got the finest version of Elite. Elite on the Spectrum was better than all the other computers. All right, not your Amigas and all that, but I'm talking your BBC Micro, your Acorn Electron. Fuck off. And your Commodore, the Spectrum version of Elite was better. Because of that gameplay situation, that's why the Spectrum was... And I loved mine, Steve. I adored that computer. I had a mate who actually turned his Spectrum into an Elite only. He painted it so that it had all the Elite things on the keyboard. Yep, the geezer I was just referring to, who I said made an Elite dedicated Spectrum, he could complete Manic Miner, and he was the geezer that went on to become the arcade genius. He could complete R-Type about 6 times round on 10 pence, not putting in more coins. We didn't have the money for all that. But yeah, Manic Miner was fantastic. What an incredible game. You know, and you didn't get that kind of shit on the BBC, on the Commodore 64, because the programmers, you know, they relied on graphics and music. However, Iridium on the Commodore 64 was blinding. Iridium was blinding. So I do have respect for the Commodore 64. Anyway, don't worry, people. The show will start shortly. We're going to play this mashup. This isn't a cross state lines mashup. This is what I think, if I remember rightly, Tavern sent me. So we Chrissy drops a lady. This stoner, boo, boo. Watch the Dude Grow show. You'll love it. I've got nothing against stoners. I've got something against Stay Highs. Saberwolf was actually good, but Night Law was kind of the original one. Paperboy. The thing about Paperboy, Anglo, I didn't understand it, because in England you don't throw papers at the doors, do you? You have to walk up each one and put them in. I remember thinking, when I found out about American newspapers just throwing them, I thought, fucking hell, why can't I do that job? I'm getting $3.50 to post the Dartford Informer. That's a peculiar choice of title for a Dartford rag, isn't it? The Dartford Informer. There's too many of them about anyway, son. Nice one, Anglo. Chrissy. This stoner has been on form for the last 2 weeks. I get things done. I don't deserve this in. Chrissy, I got 2 degrees and a master's degree smoking weed all day, every day. I'm only joking. If you're a high-functioning stoner, that's fine. The problem I've got with stoners is there's such a big gap between them and everyone else, and they don't tend to see that. And I didn't see it until I stopped being a stoner. I mean, come on, I spent most of my adult life on junk. You know, I'm not to judge. Chrissy, I love you. I feel like we're falling apart over a marijuana jazz cigarette. Nice to have you back as well. Everyone's gone crazy mentioning computer games. Tavern has dropped to 10-bit. YouTube censorship. The boot is there to keep people safe from getting downtrodden by the boot wearer for wrong thing. It's totally for our protection. Honestly, it's shocking. It's shocking the amount of terms of service. They update them every week, and it's like, oh, this is all about clarity. And exactly what you said there. We like to keep our community safe. And you read it, and it's like, oh, I can't say. There's other things I can't talk about now. We've got rid of the dislikes because that's safe. No, that's just lies. That's just lying by omission. That's just because all the people they put on the front page, all the trending. Hang on. Salty Cracker had 30,000 people watching. And yet you've got the Young Turks on the front page with 1,200. I don't think that's likely. Exactly, Tavern. Nice one for that. Appreciate cootie. Last thing. Are you just parading around now? You've got lovely tits, darling. Absolutely beautiful. That's inappropriate. Bye. See you later, darling. Thank you, Tavern. Now, what Flammer Diddler has just said is Football Manager on the... Don't worry, people. The show's going to start in a minute. On the ZX81 kept me entertained. There was Football Manager on the Spectrum 16K, right? All it was numbers, no action, right? You just had to buy players, sell players, put your numbers into strength, take some off of tactics, and then you'd press go or something, and it would be this crappy little... You didn't play it, you just got to see a couple of goals, and then it'd go, you won 2-0. And I'd be on that, like Flammer Diddler, for days on end. I wonder if I can find it just to show you. People, don't forget to have a look at those images of Ashley Biden's diary, because they... they actually look quite spicy. Here, I'm about to show you it. I'm literally about to show you. Same search. Don't worry, Tavern. We're going to still do you a cross state lines mashup. All right. This, I just for the youngsters amongst you, this video is 9 minutes, so I'll forward it. This is Football Manager on the ZX Spectrum. This is 1982. And I'm telling you now, and I know that this is going to... You won't believe this if you're under 30. I spent my whole weekend sometimes playing this game. Right? So have a look at this. This is not a joke. I think there's a geezer doing a voiceover. I've never seen this video, but we'll see a little bit of it. So that's the start. Type your name.
Okay, this is first look at a long line of Football Manager games, or Football Manager simulations, should I say?
Football Manager simulations. Come on. Yeah, let's let it get going a bit. There you go. Look at that. Choose a team to manage. Look at Arsenal up there, number one. I know it's alphabetic, but Arsenal are always first at the start of the season. They're not so well after that.
Oh, look, if you press 99 here, it says. So most probably your team was in there. Well, it depends who you supported. If you supported a really lower league team, you're probably not.
Yeah, we get the idea. So you go down, and then you do have to do things like this. Like, look, sell or list your players, print score, obtain a loan, pay off loan, change your skill level, all that sort of stuff. Right, hang on, I don't want it to get to the action yet. And then look, you could move, like you had like a number that you had like 50, and you had to distribute it over energy, morale, defense, midfield, and attack, and all that. Right, and so Arsenal and Blackpool are about to play. Blackpool are doing very bad against Arsenal, but they're beating them in the midfield and they're beating them in the attack. And then it would show you the game, and I think that's coming next. So I don't know if I put the audio on. Look what we used to do. And I tell you what, it was fucking bliss. Listen to this. I used to get up 2 hours before school to play this game. That game. Really? 2 hours to play this. And also, the Spectrum, you plugged it into your television. It didn't have a monitor. You watched it on your telly. Check it.
So, let's see how well we do.
So this is... You didn't play this. This was just highlights.
Come on, boys. First game of the season.
That's it. Look.
Here we go. Look. You can see I'm the attacking there. Humongous goal. No goalkeeper. So this shouldn't be too difficult to score. players are fucking tiny. You can fit about 50 of them in that goal. So we've got an open goal there. We totally missed. I need to re-educate that guy on shooting because it was a humongous target to hit.
Should have put that in the top left.
But
with that
he misses quite badly. Second go. Shouldn't be too...
Now, the computer is just using every bit of processing power it's got to get the next one up. Let's see what happens here.
difficult to score, guys. Come on, that huge goal. No keeper. What are you waiting for?
Oh.
Defender gets to it. And the ball's gone out of play. Well, it's not even gone out of play. It's gone.
And that was the ZX Spectrum in 1982 that filled the hearts of young boys and girls everywhere with joy and excitement. Can we have a little Z in the chat if you had a Spectrum, C if you had a Commodore, B if you had a BBC, and that's it, because anything else was a different time. If you had an Atari ST or an Amiga, that was later. Z for ZX Spectrum, C for Commodore, B for BBC. Now, the reason a lot of people had BBCs and they were shit was because they had them in schools. And so you'd say to your dad, Dad, get us a BBC because I need it for my computer studies class. There was hardly any games for it, though. And also they used it on the BBC computer. I can't remember what the show was called. Sunday mornings. Oh, yeah, there was the Amstrad 464 as well. Jank. If you had an Amstrad, I mean, the Amstrad 6128 had a disk drive, but again, not enough games. Look at all those Zs. Go on, you Spectrums. Yeah, Amstrads, come on. That was just Alan Sugar trying to get into it. Baz, nothing. It's good to see all those Zs. Go on. Me and Bally G have this joke because I've met about 6 of the Doctor Who's. And by met, I mean had a drink with and spoken to, not just walked past in Soho. That don't count. But I've also met Clive Sinclair. And when I was telling Bally G, when we were going through the Who's I've met, we were going like that. And then I went, and Clive Sinclair, who is kind of the Doctor Who by proxy. And he agreed. Oh, my God, the Dragon 64. I'm sorry this is the computing section of the show. The actual show will start shortly. There was one kid at our school who had a Dragon 64, but the poor bloke, acne-ridden, greasy hair, and he was so boring. We'd be talking about computers, and he'd go, I've got a Dragon 64. And Mark, who was the arcade genius, he was a bloke who could loop R-Type, loop Nemesis, loop Darius on tempi. I remember we used to sit there going, mate, you and half drag on a bit and then just laugh our balls off. Eldritch Catastrophe says Dangerfield would be a decent Doctor Who, actually. I'd take that gig and all. I would take that. I can't act for fuck. As long as the character was me, I'd probably be all right. Mate, it was a nightmare. And it would always be at the end. For 5 minutes. Lee has just put, I cried when the 64 tapes didn't load. And then it'd get right at the end and refresh your screen. And you'll be like, bollocks. The Auric 1. Shocking. Only ever used one of them in Dixon's. Flammer Diddler says Spectrum to Commodore 64 is Oasis to Blur. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. No, honestly, he was the arcade genius. Let's just remember that I could flick the old 2Ps up, though Mark couldn't. Who was the real genius? We'll come to that another time. Let's have a look at this across state lines mashup. If you don't know, everyone here knows. There was all this Carl Rittenhouse went across state lines with his shooter. And he done nothing wrong. He broke no laws. You are allowed to travel across state lines, you know. But the legacy media are still saying it. Well, Carl Rittenhouse, who took 30 GPMGs to Kenosha that night and had a hand grenade in his mouth and a Waffen SS. So this is, I haven't seen this. This was sent by Tavern, but we'll give it a little go. If it doesn't hit, we'll quit.
August 24th, Rittenhouse went up to the Kenosha area for his
Have you got
job
audio?
as a lifeguard. Rittenhouse crossed state lines into a community that was not his.
My grandmother, my aunt, my uncle, and cousins all live in the city of Kenosha.
Wow, 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 wow. That was so good when he said it.
You know, you've got this young white kid defending the community that he's not
What's his color got to do with it?
even from.
What's your father's name?
Thank you, Audio
Michael
Check.
Rittenhouse. He lived in Kenosha.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Kyle Rittenhouse was just 17 years old when he drove across state lines to Kenosha,
I know, it's amazing that he was only 17 and he managed to pop off a load of paedophile leftists. What a hero.
Wisconsin.
The teenager drove from his home in Illinois
approximately 1 mile to Wisconsin.
across state
This is
lines,
excellent.
driving across state borders. He's driving.
One of the biggest race grifters you've ever met on the right there. I would debate that man with one hand and half of my brain behind my back. He is a bullshitter and an evil person.
Driving across state lines.
Across the state line, across state lines.
Across state lines.
Across state lines.
If you look at the Rittenhouse case, he crossed state lines.
Drives up to events.
Across state lines.
Came across state lines.
Kyle Rittenhouse, who traveled across state lines.
From out of state.
This is absurd. They're all going for it. Absolutely absurd. Cross state lines. What is this? You're not allowed to move anymore? You're not allowed to go to where half your family live? It's fucking absurd.
Out of his own state.
Came across state borders. Whenever you have a situation where a 17...
And you know what? This is what really fucks me off about the left. They haven't looked into it. They didn't watch the trial. They've just heard it. Hear it, repeat it. Bullshit fountains. Oh, someone said it, so that's got to be bad. Imagine just saying to one of them, what's the issue with crossing state lines? Don't Americans do that all the time? And they'd go, just shut up, you Nazi. They're just thick as shit.
18-year-old is crossing state lines.
White teenager.
He crosses a state line, drives 30 minutes into Kenosha.
Remember, he came across the line.
Across state lines.
Cross state lines.
Across state lines.
Across state lines.
Kyle Rittenhouse, who crossed state lines, came across...
Across state lines.
Cross state lines.
He went across state lines. Cross state
Tavern, this is fantastic, mate.
lines.
Cross state lines and
Cross state lines.
A 17-year-old kid from out of state.
He makes
out of state.
all...
Cross state lines. Cross state lines. Cross state lines.
Across state lines.
Fuck
Cross
me.
state lines. Went over state lines. Drove across.
I think this fellow on the left here, literally and politically, said, I think that's the fellow that said he fired off 60 rounds. Hey, not bad. I think you're only about 55 out.
Across state lines. He drove across state, had his mother drive him across state lines from out of state.
say the line, Bart.
Yeah, exactly.
The teenager traveled across state lines.
Carl Rittenhouse traveled from his home in Illinois across the state line to Wisconsin.
Drove to a different state. Drives up to the state.
Again, drove across
Fuck
state
leftists,
lines.
The state
man.
that he does not live in. He traveled there from out of state.
Credit, actually, to her. She apologized.
He crossed state lines, meaning he traveled across state lines. The 17-year-old who crossed state lines. Now, again, he drove from Illinois to Wisconsin. The 17-year-old from out of state who shows up to Kenosha, Wisconsin. He drove from Illinois to Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kyle Rittenhouse, who again traveled across state lines in a state that he doesn't even live in. He crossed state lines. He drove across state lines.
We know that Kyle Rittenhouse traveled across state lines
This is
to go to Kenosha,
absurd.
and he murdered two.
I mean, people, I know that they said this, but I'm blown away. But how much of it? This is, oh my God, he traveled, he moved. Wow, this is mind-boggling. Great find, Tavern, absolutely fantastic.
Protesters.
Willing to drive across state lines to commit murder. And did anyone help him cross state lines?
His mama drove him across state lines.
Rittenhouse's mother did not drive him to Kenosha.
I knew
Rittenhouse's
that.
mother drove her son across state lines. And look at Rittenhouser, who was driven by his
Hauser.
mother across state lines. Frankly, she should have been detained for child endangerment.
Wow, and she didn't. And how much of the trial did you watch if you're calling him Rittenhouser?
My mama would never drive
either one of us across state lines to go to a freaking riot.
Do you know how stupid you leftists feel? Do you know how stupid you are? You bunch of bullshit fountain arse-wipes.
Yeah. This 17-year-old conveyed across state lines by mom.
Rittenhouse in Kenosha, allowing his mom to take him across state lines.
Oh my God.
Across state lines. Yeah, look, we have a system of laws in the country. There are times where you can defend yourself. It's going to vary.
Yeah, he done it 5 times. Not guilty.
From state to state when you can use force to defend your property, but you don't have a right in every state, anywhere in the country, to merely start, cross state.
You do have that right.
Lines.
Great find, Tavern. Absolutely fantastic. I don't usually share videos that people recommend because they can sometimes be jank. That was brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. Mouse Cat, the birthday boy himself. Doctor Who having a propensity for opiates could work for some interesting storylines. Well, interestingly, of course, Sherlock Holmes had a propensity for cocaine. Oh, not when the BBC done it. Not with Cumberhooch. It was nicotine. Nicotine for Cumberbatch Cumbertunk. For Cumberbatch Humperdinck, it was cigarettes. Yeah, he had patches on. Oh, kind of takes the edge off it. I think what was interesting about Sherlock Holmes was he injected cocaine, his famous 70% solution, because if he didn't have a case, he was bored of life. That was what was interesting about it. But oh no, Cumberbatch Cumberbatch had a cigarette addiction. Not really the same, is it? Nice one, Mouse Cat. I'll no doubt after the last Doctor Who that went well. They'll be calling me soon. Nice one for the 10-bit. Good comment too. Isn't that mad? Leftists. They don't look for information. They don't look for evidence. They don't look for what happened. I don't know. There's 2 words that come to mind: reality, truth. No, they hear something from one of their overlords because they're useful idiots, and they just repeat it. That's it. No critical thinking abilities whatsoever. What a bunch of dicks. Absolutely shocking. We've got DAF B3TA dropping a Lady Godiva. Agenda 2030 says we'll be confined to our local area, having no privacy, no possessions, nothing to eat but bugs, and doing as we're fucking told. Hashtag FYMM. Nice one, DAF B3TA. I have had a look at Agenda 2030. It's terrifying for sure, but I don't know if it's necessarily that. But it might be. Who knows where it's going to go? Well, Broken Silence. I've read them all, and I don't think he did. I haven't come across him doing heroin. There's one bit, I can't remember what the name of the story is. There's one bit where he's in an opium den, but he's only there because what happens is this woman comes to Watson. Oh, Watson, Dr. Watson, it's my husband. Now she knows her husband's got a thing for the occasional bit of opium on the old opium dens in the old East End of London. Oh, imagine if they were still there. Apparently they've got them in Laos. Apparently there's actual opium dens in Laos. It's proper like, but you go down there, they got little beds for you to lay down on. Woman heats it up and does your pipe for you. And they've got like fruit and all that. Fucking hell. But the woman goes to Dr. Watson and she says, oh, we know he's got he likes a bit of opium, but usually he comes home the same day, but he's been gone 3 days. So Watson, she says to him, where's the opium den? And she says, it's down the old blah, blah road. Watson goes down there and Holmes is in the opium den. But it turns out Holmes is there looking for the same bloke. So I don't think, skag, heroin, that weren't invented till about 1930, I think, by Bayer. So it would have been morphine or opium, but I don't think it turns up. It's cocaine in the books. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've forgotten, but I have read them all, and I haven't come across that. There's also the time issue. Holmes is set in the end of the 19th century, and like I say, heroin wasn't invented until I think about 1930. But there you go. Maybe I'm wrong. Never be 100%, people. Never be 100%. Dab for the thanks for the lady. Good eye, though. That's a Prashikuko. I'm just checking entropy. We all good over there. Don't worry, people. The show'll start in a minute. Okay, so people, if you don't know, I put it on my Telegram, and I'll show you now if I can. Give me a second. This is quite an interesting story. Boop. We press that. We put that over there. Saying search. You know how it works. Nice one, Richard. So Richard's saying a judge has overruled the closing of Cinema and Co., saying it's probably not lawful. The screen would appear to be jumping about a bit, but it is a Welsh screen, so they're probably on their ZX81s. But this is the story. This is a story of our first teacher. Shetler made the jumpers and the devil made the features. Right. Swansea Cinema ordered to close after refusing to enforce COVID passes rule, reopens the next day in defiance. Now, you may ask, why am I interested in this particular story? Well, this cinema put me on. They let me do my Sex with Children show. Yeah, and believe me, most venues won't. If you don't know about that show, by the way, the child involved was me and some of my friends of mine who'd had sexual abuse as kids. I said to them, can I use that story in my story? And so when the media interviewed me and said, all these stories true, I'd say yes, but they weren't all me, but they were still true. I done that show at this cinema. They Richard promoted it, Foot Golf. Fucking what a venue for stand-up. All the audience, excuse me, all the audience are on futons. Like there's a futon for two of you. Lovely, comfortable, beautiful. It was a cracking, not my best Swansea gig. The first one, Richard, with Ben Crellin was the best one. But I had a cracking gig there, and I really, I appreciate venues that will put on performers. If you don't know, I used to be a stand-up comic. I appreciate venues that put on performers like me, and it was a cracking gig. I love the Swansea crowd. They're a brilliant crowd. They really loved it. One heckler, check out this. During that show, I was doing the show, doing my bit, and a bloke said something. And I went, what's that? What are you saying? And he went, oh, sorry, mate. I was just saying you're a genius. I'll take that kind of heckle all day long. I think that's what I said at the time. What a heckle. You're a genius. No, I'm not. You get him out. Oh, no, I am. All right, then. Anyway, so basically, so they were ordered to close because they said, no, we're not going to have people need to show their Pax passports. And they opened up the next day. Excuse me. And there it is. Excuse me. Good Lord. It's like Simon Webb around here. So if you're ever in or near Swansea, go and show them some support. It's called Cinema and Co. It's a nice little local cinema. There's a little cafe in there as well. And yeah, interesting story. And Foot Golfers just said that apparently they can't enforce that. So well done for her. A hair in the gate said 100% Holmes did opium. What story? As I said, I'm not sure he didn't. Tito says the man with the twisted lip. That's the one where they go to the opium den. Nice one, Tito. A hair in the gate. What story is it? What story, Gaffney? I'm not saying it isn't, but I've read them all, and I don't. Broken Silence says a sign of 4. Yeah, but talking to him, he wouldn't have talked about heroin. That it wasn't invented. Maybe morphine, but talking about them isn't the same as doing them. All I can remember is him, because it's his famous 70% solution. That's what he says. Yeah, but what story? Tell me what story, and I'll look into it later, and I'll come back and I'll say okay. But I don't think that is. That's right. That's where he goes. It is the man with the twisted lip, and that's where they go down there. I don't think there's. What did you get shit faced and think? I think I'll go and see if there's any of those old opium dens around. Nice one, Gaffney. What story is it? Let me know. and I'll check it. But let me know, because I wouldn't have said that. Now I'm a sit-down comic. Now I'm just sitting down. Don't worry, people. Well, if you go there, show them some support, because we need people like that doing that. Yeah, this is a thing, isn't it, Sean? That's why they're called mandates. I mean, I don't know what Austria's going to do, but there you go. I'll be interested to find that out. Yeah, but if you can't remember, I can't confirm it, and nor can you. So that is a problem. I could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. We've got 135 people in the morning show. Hello, Linda. The missus goes back on the 1st. So on the 1st, she might go back earlier. Sometimes she does. We'll be back to 2 streams a day. Only for 3 days, though, because then I go to the provinces for her birthday. What am I going to get her for her birthday? Good Lord. At least I've got plenty of time to sort it out. I can't get it while she's here. Oh, I've got 2 days. One of them's a Sunday. Every day feels like Sunday. Nah, but that's the same as me saying, I remember he didn't. That's the problem. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I need to know where to look for it. That's the difference. Right, okay, people, let the show begin. So I called this stream, if I can just look at my recent files again. I called this stream Engage Skills, Maximize Potential. And I did that for a reason, because I had nothing else to call it. No, I did that for a reason, because hello, Brian. He's caught one on a day off. Well, the show's about to start, so you're just in time. They're all good songs. You know what I listened to this morning? I listened to, what's his name? He does a beautiful cut. Jeff Buckley doing Mother, I Can Feel the Soil Falling Over My Head. Oh, amazing. Jeff Buckley's version of that is incredible. Right. What am I saying? Right. So we've talked about investments. We've talked about stocks and shares. We've talked about passive revenue streams. Now, alongside all of those things that I'm getting involved in, I'm also writing. As you know, I've got a Substack. If you like reading, link in the description. I'll never monetize it. There's 12 stories in the archive. Greg, are you timing this? And there's a new story. As soon as the missus goes, I'll get the new story out, and it's a cracker. 1.5 kilos of Durban poison in the car, bag full of mushrooms, 200 coppers. What could possibly go right? 1 second, people. If I own a hole in my head. Where are we? Hang on. Right. Yeah, you're right, actually, Ash. You're right. I was thinking when I said that. You're right. But Sherlock Holmes didn't shoot heroin. Not a chance. Anyway, listen. And if someone can tell me the story, an original Sherlock Holmes where he takes morphine, heroin, opium, I will say fair play. Until you can get me that evidence, I ain't buying it, because I've read them all, and I was a junkie when I read them all, and I would have certainly known. I am fully aware that he took his famous 70% cocaine solution. That's all I want. And then, go and look, go and find it. Tell me the story, and I'll say, yep, you're right. But at this stage, I'm saying he didn't. All right? But I'm open to being proved wrong, because then I would have learned something, and then I will know more about the world. Now, anyway, so I'm writing, and I am getting this novel finished, shush. And then I'll be putting that novel onto Amazon. And then at the bottom of all my Substack stories, I'll be able to link to Amazon. So I am trying to use a skill that I've got to create another passive revenue stream. And by passive, obviously I've done the work. I mean, I've already written 140,000 words on my Substack in about 6 months. Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry. And the novel's taken about 5 years. Could be a couple more. But once that's on there, that will generate money. And I'm using a skill I've got that book on Amazon will generate money. And then when I put another book on there, the people who bought the first book might buy the second, and then keep building a Substack. So I'm using a skill I've got. I can write, I can tell stories. So I'm doing that, okay? I'm going to show you Warren Buffett now. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most famous investors, one of the world's most famous money men. And I want you to hear what he says when a woman talks to him about high inflation in India, and what he says to do to be looked after around money in a high inflationary economy. Check this out. 1 second. It's a 2.5-minute clip, but bear with it. It's very interesting. Remember the name of this video. Someone give me an audio check, please. See you later, Linda.
Investing in inflationary times. The best case scenario for inflation in India next year is projected about between 5 and 6%. We're going to end this fiscal, that's 31st March, at about 8%. I know you.
Unfortunately, it is quite a low recording, but when Buffett talks, it gets a bit louder. Thank you, James.
You've often said that inflation swindles the equity investor, and it is perhaps the best alternative amongst other alternatives as a hedge.
Yes, Aramas, but that's cocaine.
Against inflation. But given the fact that we're dealing with fairly high levels of inflation in India, what would your advice be to people who are investing? What should they change? What should they do?
Yeah. Right. So the question is, in a period of high inflation, what should people be investing in, and what should they do? And listen to what Foot Golf says, Sherlock Holmes in the case of the missing 10 bag. Check out what Buffett says. It's really important, this.
Well, inflation, Keynes said it many years ago that it's an invisible tax that only one man in a million really understands. And it's a tax on people that have had faith in their currency that the government's issued. The best protection, the best investment against inflation is to improve your own earning power, your own talents. Very few people maximize their talents. And
that is key. Look, this is Warren Buffett, very successful man, knows his money in and out, and that's what he says that you should do in this period. We'll have it again.
The government's issued the best protection, the best investment against inflation is to improve your own earning power, your own talents. Very few people maximize their talents, and if you increase your talents, they can't tax it while you're doing it. They can't take it away from you. So if you become more useful in your activities, your profession, doctor, lawyer, whatever it may be, that is the best protection against a currency that might decline at a rapid rate. And the best investment, passive investment, I think is a good business.
Right, so we don't need to go further down there, but this is really important. It's really key. The word he uses is protection. The best way to protect yourself in periods of high inflation, where your money, as he says, it's called an invisible tax, inflation, where your money, if you've got money sitting in the bank, if you've got 100 grand sitting in the bank, give it 5 years, that could be worth 30. I said it, I can't believe it. Could be worth 40,000 because the value goes down. That's why having money in the bank's crap. When I showed you investments in indexes over the last 15 years adjusted for inflation, the value of the index is going up, beat inflation. Now, if you have exceptionally high inflation, which the communists in America are definitely looking for because it puts small businesses out of business and the corporates win. How do you protect against that? The word he used was protect. And that is to get busy with your skills. What can you do? What can you do? What, are you a roofer? Can you tell stories? Can you write? Can you draw? Can you paint? What, have you got other skills that you don't tap into that you've previously considered hobbies? You know, you might be able to start, you know, maybe you do, I don't know, needlecraft or something. Well, why don't you get busy on that and start getting them on Etsy or something? Find, you know, utilize and develop and improve your skills, retrain, learn more. I've got a friend, right? A very good friend. I've known her since we were teenagers, and she never worked. She was a drug addict. She was a escort, and she even stopped escorting once she got on the skag. And yet now she's been off her own back learning about SEO, learning about content marketing, and the information's out there. The information's on the internet. You can become an SEO and a content marketer in about a year if you spend the time learning. And then it's so easy after that. Get yourself a Shopify, get yourself a Squarespace, put up a website and start advertising it. That's going to cost you a little bit of money to invest, but not as much as you'd think. And then someone's going to come to you and say, will you do our SEO? And then you can go, yeah, I will. And then you start doing it. You know, she's utilized her skills. She's good at learning. She's good at communicating. She's good with words. She found out a little bit about SEO, and she developed that skill. And these are things that you should be doing, because we live in a world at the moment where money gives you choices, and choices equate to freedom. If your area where you live in is getting more and more enriched and shittier and shittier and shittier, what are you going to do? You want to move out? Imagine you've got kids. You don't want to bring them up in that area and go to that fucking school where they might get shot or knifed. Certainly ain't going to learn anything except for a bit of critical race theory. You know, you might want to move, but if you're broke, you're fucked. And you don't have to be broke. The world makes working people think that they have to. They have to be, you know, hand to mouth. But you don't. If you get clever with your money, clever with your skills, and just get busy on them, you know, get busy on them. Hello, dual citizen. Good to see you. Zeitgeist, learn the code. But weirdly, I know it's a joke, but yes, why not? You know, if in the past you did have skills around computing, if you did understand programming languages, why not develop that? Why not develop it and get busy? You know, these are things you have to do. Like Manimu here says he was an upholsterer that made bespoke, unique designs and did development. Now you have arthritis, okay, but you still got the skills, so you don't have to get hands-on, but you might be able to utilize those skills in another way. You could have a role in a business where you've done different things. You could train, you could get young kids and give them an apprenticeship and get them to do the actual work utilizing your skills. And then you could start getting them to repair stuff. You could put a website up, John, or you could advertise in your local paper, upholstery, what do you call it, repairs or whatever. And you could train kids to do it. Not kids, but like teenagers, school leavers. They do it. You charge the person. The apprentice gets a bit of money. You get a bit of money. This is the sort of thing you have to do. No, you cannot do that. You cannot utilize your skills, and then you reap the consequences of that when the shit hits the fan. You know, I have people write to me daily at the moment. How much would I need to live in Cambodia? Literally daily. Someone will ask me, how much do I need to live there? What's this like? What do I have to do about this? Because they want to get out. Now, they don't want to leave England. Most of them, and to their credit, I have to say, don't want to leave England. But they want to get out of London. They want to get out of Birmingham. They want to get out of Manchester. But can they afford to go to Cornwall? Can they afford to go to the Highlands? Can they afford to go to a beautiful little village somewhere? No. But they might be able to afford to go to Southeast Asia. They might be able to afford to go to Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia or Laos. And so and then the next question they ask me is, you know, okay, well, I've got so-and-so I can do. I'm going to set up a little thing, and hopefully by next year I'll have enough to come out there and live for 2 years. And it's like they've now got that choice because they don't want to be where they are because it's dangerous. I mean, have you all seen these fucking videos of people on the internet, these hundreds of people running into shops and just nicking everything? It's like something out of a fucking film. And then you've got the left defending it. Oh, these people are hungry. Oh, this is what happens. You know, this is the remains of Trump's America. These people need food. No, this isn't the remains of Trump's America. This is the today of the communist America. It's only Democrat states this is happening because the district attorney, the police, everyone else won't prosecute them. They're not stealing bread. They're stealing fucking trainers. It's absolute bullshit. So that's why I called this stream what I did. You know, I have to keep finding it because I keep forgetting. Engage your skills and maximize your potential. What have you got? What can you do? As Warren Buffett there. Warren Buffett, in periods of high inflation and financial instability, the best thing you can do to protect your financial situation is offer something and refine that. It's really important. We're going to go from that to this. This is Salty Cracker. This is today's 1 second. Marzipan. I'm finding people want things repaired other than buy new. Yes, and it's very encouraging, isn't it, Ian? It is the basis of my new adventure. If they do not want it fixed, I get it and repair it. Yeah, amazing. And then just sell it. Just sell it. There's a YouTube channel, I can't remember what his name is, but he done that. He bought a load of tools from like flea markets and boot sales, cleaned them up, polished them, put a new handle on them, sold them. Lovely. I mean, you've got to do it regularly, but you know, if you've got the tools and the abilities, you can make money out of that. It's a great idea here. Nice one on the lady. Appreciated. Davta says SEO is an outdated concept. No, it isn't. It is not. I'm in e-commerce. You don't have any SEO, no one knows where your website is and no one will visit it. That's a weird thing to say. Elaborate on it if you want, but it isn't. SEO companies are making a fucking fortune because it's required. How can you say that search engine optimization is outdated? Because if you're at the top of page 1, you're going to get a lot of traffic. If you're 13 pages in, you're your only traffic when you go to your website because you're the only person that knows about it. I'll be interested to hear you elaborate on it. Maybe I'm missing something, you know. Can always be wrong. Zeitgeist, nice one. Actually, I've taught myself to make mead and cider. Second and third batch went in today. There's an issue there with a license to sell liquor, but, you know, to mates and that's an option. But I'll tell you what, Zeitgeist, interestingly, in that book I always recommend, in that book by Felix Dennis, How to Get Rich, he says if he was broke and he needed money, he would find a town somewhere in Spain or Portugal, and you could do it with somewhere in England, like cider, West Country, mead, North Country, and then just get a story, you know, make a story. Or, you know, this mead, you know, it's made from traditional ingredients from the area, and they'd give it the name of like the local town or someone who used to make mead there like 50 or 100 years ago. And get it mass produced, get it marketed, and get it out there. Felix Dennis actually says that in that book. He says that's what I'd do if I needed money now. That's what I'd do. And you might be absolutely onto something there. Read that book. I think you'll find that chapter very interesting. Nice one on the donation site, guys. A very regular supporter of this channel, as are most of you. It's very, very kind. Hello, Howard. Good to see you, son. Right, Tavern drops another $5. Today's toxic masculinity is simply existing as a man. We've actually got some fighting. We'll get there in a minute. I'm going to put some lights on. 1 second. Don't worry, people. The show'll start in a minute. Nice one on the donation, Tavern. There you go. I don't look so... Oh, yes, I do. Appreciate that, Tavern. We will get there in una memento. I thought you said it as in this was part of your, like a craft industry. You're just drinking it. Amazing. RMF wanted a bottle. Look, you've already got a customer, guys. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's hilarious. I ain't selling it. Right. Boom, 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 jacka jacka, boom, 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 jacka jacka, boom, 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 jacka jacka, boom, 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 jacka jacka. It's nearly like that, isn't it? What's the song I'm thinking? Hey, hey, boom, boom, laka laka. Da, boom, boom. I can hear my missus creeping around in the background. You all right, my love? I love you. Come here, give me a kiss through the bottles. No, don't make me kiss you, boo. Come here. I'm nearly done. The show's going to start in a minute, okay? Right, people. I just want to show you what the lovely Respawn said. What's the song? Ooh, kalaka chaka. I think it's T-Rex, isn't it? Ooh, it's not the Venga Boys, James. No. Well, it might be. I don't know any of their songs, thankfully. But let's see what I think it's T-Rex. Ooh, kalaka chaka. Ooh, kalaka chaka. Someone will know. There's 10 points available. Respawn dropped a lady. He went, you're absolutely fire today, Chris. Kaboom. Thank you very much, Respawn. And so are you. All right. Between us, we are burning. Thank you, Respawn. That's very kind. But it's only because I've got a good crowd of people that I can bounce off. Okay. Oh, yes. Kurtz has nailed it. Hello, mate. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it's Donovan, isn't it? Let me check out. What's the song? It is Donovan for sure. Amazing that you got that. There you go. Sean knows it. Baba Jaggly. Is that the name of the song? Baraba Jaggly. Boo boo baba Baraba Jaggly. Is that it? Is that what he says? That's interesting. Nice one between you though. We got there. Excellent. It's not was. No. Josh Sean says Peanut Lion Bar. Yeah, I'm going to listen to that after this. What a tune. Right. This is interesting because, right. So you've all heard of Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? She gets quite busy in local politics. She's shouted her mouth off a few times and it's always quite funny. Now, she's saying that Kyle Rittenhouse should get a medal, right? Now, he's not going to get this medal. He's not going to get it. Okay? That's not going to happen. But why is she doing it? She's doing it to piss off leftists. She's doing it because it will Atlantis. No, isn't Atlantis Hail Atlantis? That's like a weird Hail Atlantis. Anyway, yes, she is absolutely based. Now, she, nice one, Ed, is Cambodia opening soon? Yeah, you can get in now. I think they've dropped that $3,000 tax. Cambodia's not on lockdown, Ed. Cambodia, there's nothing happening here. It's just like it always was. There was never. Come on, man. It's Cambodia. It's awesome. Thank you, Ed. Yeah, people are coming. There's plenty of tourists there, including me. Right. Yes, RMF. Now, there's a reason she's doing all this. And rather than me tell you, why don't we go to Salty Cracker? Cheers, Ed, by the way, for that donation. Why don't we go and see what Salty Cracker says about it? Because he nails it. And it's very interesting. And this is the sort of thing we should be doing because going up to the midterms, Americans need to be getting into local voting. They need to be getting busy voting for district attorneys. They need to be getting busy voting for their local police chiefs because these things go out to the people. And this is how we're going to build up the most incredible red wave, salty nutsack. And why the midterms is going to be an absolute bloodbath for the communists. Check out Salty Cracker and you'll see why she's doing this. She knows he's not getting one. That's not the point. Hit it, Salty.
Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on all counts. Okay.
Did you hear the leftist audience booing there? What a bunch of fuckers. Lock up that child who they tried to kill. Lock him up. Good work, Mark. If you go there, don't forget to put Scrubs Rogue Platoon or something in the comments. Right, here we go. Listen to them cheer. They go, boo, yeah. Sean said, but he crossed state lines. Red wave was ridiculous. I do have a slight, large speech impediment with my R's. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Well, he's an activist now for the communists. But they boo. They actually wanted that child to go to prison where he'd probably be killed. Anyway, check it out. Salty nails it. And people, if you're not watching Salty Cracker, you're really missing out. He streams live twice a week as well, and it's a fucking ball.
Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on all counts. Okay.
The fucking reeing on those bastards.
Yeah, okay, cards on the table. I'm not a legal expert, so I can't tell you whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse broke the law.
Shut up, then.
But I can tell you this. If he didn't break the law, we should change the law.
Shut up, bitch!
Well, this Thanksgiving, I'm certainly thankful for having a mad lad, big ovary energon, son of a bitch in.
And note that Salty Cracker always goes to the Gateway Pundit. It's brilliant. The Gateway Pundit is brilliant. You should check it out daily. You can get them, you can subscribe, and they will email you their thing every day.
Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm glad to see that we've got at least one person who knows how to fight in this information war that we have going on in this cold.
And that's key. Someone who knows how to fight in the information war. And that's all the fucking coof has been. I said it when it first came out. I said it on the Three Stooges. I said, I'm not so concerned about the virus. I'm concerned about the digital virus it's going to cause. And we're still there.
Culture war in this optics war. Thank God for Marjorie Taylor Greene, my friends. Look at what she's doing over here. She's going to blow up the soft-headed lefty brides. You can't just try to give a medal to a racist, domestic, white supremacist terrorist. The fuck I can't. Oh, man. And granted, this obviously isn't going to go anywhere. But just the sheer process of this is going to make lefties melt down. It's going to make AOC and the rest of those squid members say stupid shit. It's going to keep the topic going that Kyle Rittenhouse is a hero. And it's going to show normies the difference between who we venerate and who the left venerates. We, on our side, business owners. You know, people who go out there protect businesses like Kyle Rittenhouse, this dude over here. The left-hand side, they've got fentanyl addicts. They got people who are selling fentanyl to their local neighborhood kids. Those are the people they building statues for, you fucking stupid idiots. But anyway, take a look at this, boys.
It's a really important point that just doing this, yes, Anglo-Saxon, the rogue platoon is awesome. This is a really important point. Just her doing this, just this Marjorie woman doing this. Let's give Kyle Rittenhouse a medal. No, he's not going to get it, but it keeps it in the conversation. It keeps it in the information. It keeps it going out on leftist news channels. It keeps the legacy media talking about it, and it shows that our side. We venerate the likes of Kyle Rittenhouse. We venerate the law. We like business owners. We like America. We're patriots. We like England. We like Britain. We like the West. We like the rule of law. And who do they like? Pedophiles. Who do they like? Burglars, domestic abusers. And it keeps that there. It's really important. It's a good strategic move in an information war.
Gateway pundit Marjorie Taylor Greene introduces bill to award congressional gold medal to Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, you can't just do that. He crossed state lines.
Crossing state lines.
Give him another medal then. Look at this kid. Going across state lines, protecting other states. This kid's a fucking trooper, boys. That's what I'm talking about. In this civil war that we got going on, he's willing to do the heavy lifting, the heavy work. Take care of them commies, boys. Even if they're in another state, more power to him. Good. Awesome. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced H.R. 6070 on Tuesday. It should have been like H.R. 9000. 9000. Tuesday to award a congressional gold medal to Kyle Rittenhouse for protecting the community of Kenosha, Wisconsin, during the violent and destructive Black Lives Matter riots of August 25th, 2020.
There you go. I can't just be dining out on Salty's content, but very, very interesting. Mark, who I was talking about earlier and singing your praises, has said, sounds a bit selfish. What does Kyle want? Well, if you saw the Tucker Carlson interview, you'll know what Kyle wants. This isn't about Kyle, though. That's why I just said this is about the information war. This is showing what the likes of us support and what the likes of those support. And it's a trolling move. this isn't going to negatively affect Kyle Rittenhouse in the slightest. You know, he's got his own problems. It's going to be fine. But yeah, there you go. If you want to see the rest of that, go over to Salty Cracker's channel. This is very interesting. This is from John Talks. We watch a lot of his footage over here. It's less than a minute long. Don't worry, people. The show is about to start. Sit comfortably. I will get there in a minute. Check it out. Well, that's one. Can't imagine why. Oh, how interesting. Oh, there goes another one. Dropping like flies. Oh, how interesting. And look, let's not forget about what happened in Virginia, the gubernatorials. Let's not forget what happened in New Jersey. It's all building up. It's all building up for an absolute democratic, communist bloodbath when we get to the midterms. Check this out from Memology. It's subtle, but it's very interesting. We all know he's got an earpiece in. We all know this ridiculous already. He hasn't got advanced dementia. He's got advanced death. He's dead. Joe Biden isn't alive, people. He's being jabbed up with Adderall and amphetamines, pushed out in front of the cameras and something screaming in his ear. Now, imagine you've got an earpiece in and they say to you, they see you floundering, they see you panicking because you're dog-faced pony soldier, the kids touched my hairy legs, corn pop, come on, man. And then they give you a quote, and so that you know when to stop talking, they say end quote. Now imagine if you then said end quote. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? But I suppose it doesn't matter unless you're the president of the USA. What? Hang on, check out end quote, people.
Ron Burgundy will read anything that is put on that teleprompter. And when I say anything, I mean nah.
A lot of innovation. Because of the actions we've taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. In the past 3 weeks, end of quote.
Hang on a minute. That needs seeing again. Can you believe he said that? Check it.
A lot of innovation. Because of the actions we've taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. In the past 3 weeks, end of quote.
It's all over for the communists. Yes, they've got plenty of time left and they have wrecked America. It's in a real mess, but it's not going well for them, is it? Let's be honest. It's almost over. Now, today's toxic masculinity. Sorry, Mark, toxic masculinity. Sorry, Mark, I still haven't put the visual to it. I haven't had a second to myself. I've got a young lady who needs, deserves, demands pleasing. I'm knackered. I'm shattered. It's been Black Friday. I'm in e-commerce. Cut me some slack. This is today's toxic masculinity, and it's fried bread power versus Tarzan. Now, what's interesting about this one is it ends pretty quickly, but it's toxic masculinity. It's not always nice to see a bit of a scrap. Don't worry, people. The show will start shortly, but this is today's toxic masculinity. And we start at the beginning of the fight. It's only about 2 minutes.
Street beef. Nice.
Let's get it.
Hang on. It's quite funny listening to these two talk.
Street beef. Nice with the head.
Fried bread power out of Cherokee, North Carolina.
Fried bread power. Good name.
Tarzan. Fight down in
Tarzan.
Maryland. Let's get it.
Now, as most of you all know, we all see mixed martial arts, and they're professionals. These are people that do loads of cardio. They've studied 4 or 5 martial arts, and that's why you get great fights at the UFC. These blokes aren't. These are just street people who want to have a fight, which I think is great. I love the whole, we talked about this the other day. I think men should be able to go and have fights if they want. I think kids at school should have a ring at the school and a gum shield and some 10-ounce gloves, whatever. And of course, we don't get that because we live in a culture where everyone has been completely cucked and feminized and infantilized. But what people who've been around fights in boozers will know is most pub fights end up on the floor in a matter of seconds. Most fights will end up in some kind of grip in a matter of seconds. You know, they're not going to be in a boozer going, jab, jab, go on, work the jab. Work. No, that doesn't happen. And it's very interesting because this is much like a boozer fight to me. And you'll see why very quickly. And I'll shout over it to make sure you do. Here we go.
Meet all times. Have a good clean play. Back out. Ready? You ready? Let's fight!
They don't hurt. Those kicks to the chest, the stomach don't hurt if you've got an half-decent stomach. I've had plenty of them. Can break the opponent's toes. And now the fight is over. And here's why. And I will play it. Now the fight is over because the bigger, stronger, taller man has got the other geezer in a headlock. Why is he going to let go? And he's got him in a good headlock. Now I'm going to tell you a little story. I was in a boozer once. It was the Railway Tavern in Dartford. And it was chucking out time. And there was these 4 blokes from out of town. They'd crossed state lines, right? I mean, already dodgy. And they were picking on this geezer who wasn't a big lad, actually. I knew him. I won't name him. He wasn't a big lad, but he could handle himself exceptionally well. And they were giving him jip, all 4 of them. He grabbed one of them, yanked him to the floor literally by the scruff of his neck. Got him in a rear naked. Now, if you know what a rear naked choke is, there's 2 versions. You can do a blood choke, which is where you get the artery and just squeeze it. So there's no blood getting to the brain. They'll be out 4 or 5 seconds gone. Or you can do an air choke, which is where you choke the windpipe. Same effect, right? But if you hold it long enough, you can kill someone. So you can either just knock them out, let them go and watch them flop, or you can just hold them there. This geezer yanked this fella down to the floor, got him in a rear naked, and he said, "You 3, fuck off." And as he was talking, the bloke's head has gone. He's out cold. And he went, "You 3, fuck off, or he's dead." And they did. They went. They went to the train station, which is right next to the Railway Tavern, because they knew even if they all jumped him, started kicking him, if he could keep that lock on, that bloke dies. And that's why this fight is essentially, although there's another minute or so, it's kind of over because the bigger, stronger guy has got him in a. It's not a rear naked, but it's a guillotine, I think they call it. But you'll see. Look.
There we go.
He can feel him losing strength. Look, the legs just falling down. The referee's keeping an eye on his face. That's it. It's over.
I need Angel versus Bernard.
Talk to us, Fire.
Angel and Bernard.
Fuck that, man. It gives me an headache just watching it. He hasn't let go of that left arm.
That's it.
There you go. There you go. And that was today's toxic masculinity. But I tell you what, I couldn't find it, but I looked for it. I think I showed it on this channel a couple of years ago. There's a geezer with his missus sitting on a bed. And he goes, "Hi, everyone. Welcome to John's Fighting channel. Today I'm going to show you the rear naked choke." He gets his missus. And he goes, "Make sure your elbow is in the crook of the neck. And then just squeeze." And his missus goes, he just pushes her away. She flops on the bed. He goes, "That'll put anyone out for at least 4 or 5 minutes." Fuck. But there you go. It's well worth learning how to do it properly, because you see loads of people try and do it, but no, you've got to do it right. But if you do it right, you just put someone out. Just easy. It's easy. It's not like some weird complex marjitsu Gemini. No, just get it right. Bush. Good night. Someone turned the lights out. Right, don't worry, people. The show is about to start. I think Mr. 1 second. I see someone said gubernatorial there. Right, 1 second. Give me a second, people. I don't want to miss the superb chats. Splendid chats. I'll soon be streaming on OBS, which will mean all chats will go on the screen, and there'll be you'll get to hear the audio. So if your super chat is, this show is amazing, I'm going to tell everyone. It'll go, this show is amazing, I'm going to tell everyone, which will be good fun, including entropies. Anglo-Saxon Appreciakuki, thanks for calling them left-wingers communists. It's exactly what they are. Mate, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and pretty much the whole stream was about that. They're communists. The American administration are communists. They need to be called that. BLM are Marxists. You know, language is important. Don't call them Democrats. That's just that isn't what they are. They are in no way democratic. I mean, the only thing democratic about them is that they're historically tied to setting up the KKK. But you know, keep that quiet. Nice one, Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, are you saying about the one where the geezer strangled his wife? I couldn't find it today, but yeah. Thank you, Anglo. That's Muchano Capricci. Right, 1 second, people. Right, yes, I have noticed that, but I think there's something you can do about it these days. I think there's something you can do about it, like ban them. So, you know, if they want to do that, that's up to them. But good call, Mark. I'll see if there's something around that. Right, people, the show is about to start. I'm going to play a little bit of Bally G. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who got busy in the chat. Without you talking, I can't talk. If you like reading short stories, Substack, in the link in the description. I'll never monetize it. There's 12 stories in the archive. I'm going to write a new one this weekend. If you put your email in, you'll get the new one emailed to you as soon as it's done. I can't talk anymore. And thank you to everyone who watches this channel. Please try and share it, because YouTube certainly don't. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to Rags and Moslab for looking after the place. Thanks to JC for doing a cameo looking after today. And thanks to Rags for supplying content today, because I was very, very busy, and most of those clips came from him. Look after yourselves, people. I'll be putting your messages on the screen as the music plays. It's been absolutely beautiful. No. Yes. Go.
You're fighting good. Feel the glory he said you would. Tell your mama you're coming home. Over all of that deafening drone. But you realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold heart steel.
We're starting now, James.
Feel the dawn of your final day. Feel the fear and go anyway. Get a ride in that big black plane.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it being Friday. There was just so much going on. Cold heart steel. Oh Lord. Because the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's exactly that, man. Oh Lord. Yeah. And don't forget, people, it is so Friday. The weekend is upon us. JC tipping a retro kickboxing epic. There you go, people. You got it all here. Bless you, Mrs. Me in it. Hit. Do whatever they tell you to.
Tell yourself it ain't really you.
Tell yourself it ain't really you.
When the slaughtering has begun.
When the slaughtering has begun.
You'll be murdering someone's son.
Give Rittenhouse a medal.
Realize you've been sold.
When you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, hello Moslem. Don't worry mate, the show's about to start.
You feel the enemy's cold hard steel.
Oh Lord.
Yes, you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord.
Good calls, alright guys. Cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Go for it, Bally G. Yeah. Nice one, Richard. Don't forget, people, search YouTube for Podcast Wars. Get that Rogue Platoon Scrubs Rising all over Salty Crackers videos. It will help us. All right, Tavern, we'll do some household for sure. I don't need persuading to do that, mate. I listen to them all day. Yeah. All right. You lot have been absolutely beautiful. It is Friday. Just imagine that. It's Friday in your life, your one life. But if you play it right, it's enough. Go on, Foxtrot Oscar down into your life. Make it count. Make it work. Hype.